If you will allow me, I'd like to make some statements in English, then I'd like to make some statements in Spanish, and then I will take a very few questions. I do have team members with me that may be able to answer a few more. I want to make sure that we're clear. We never want to provide any information that jeopardizes an investigation, so please be patient with us. This is a very, very, very hard day today. And I'm standing here with more than just a heavy heart. And I know that we have a speaker behind us, but it is more important that we focus on ensuring that all of our families are reunified with all of their loved students inside. So I'm not going to stop that process for a moment for me to visit with you all, and I hope you all understand that. We did have a student shot today in the leg in a classroom setting by another student. And individuals in that classroom, namely the adult teacher in that room, helped us avoid additional tragedy. This is absolutely unacceptable and unimaginable, but it is happening across schools in America. I know that everyone has many questions. I have those questions. I have those very same questions that you all are going to want to ask us that we are still working on. Thankfully, our student is in the care of professionals and it is a non-life-threatening injury. That should never be a normal statement that should come from a superintendent. I shouldn't be saying, and the student has a non-life-threatening injury. I refuse to say that we will normalize these behaviors. I refuse. And I hope that everyone joins me, as everyone here who is supporting us at this time understands this can never become acceptable. We can and we must eradicate these types of situations. We must all come to grips with the fact that the solution is a collective responsibility. This is not something that a school can individually do. It is not something a neighborhood can individually do. We must work together. Educators, parents, community members, and advocates, we must all come together and center around the issue that we must provide services and resources to our communities who all need them. I'm deeply, deeply grateful for the first responders who mobilized, starting with our Dallas ISD Police Department, the Dallas Police Department, the Hutchins Police Department, Dallas Fire and Rescue, and our incredible school staff who within minutes secured this facility. I also want to acknowledge, of course, our Dallas ISD trustees. I'll introduce one of our trustees from this community who's here with me as well, Trustee Maxie Johnson. We also have Mayor of Wilmer here, Sheila Petta, and State Representative, of course, Carl Sherman, who all came out to support and to help us as we work through this unification process. This investigation is in fact ongoing, and our Dallas ISD Chief of Police, Albert Martinez, will be able to take a few questions. I have instructed him to explore every single option to evaluate our vulnerabilities and how we can mitigate these so that this does not happen again. When families send their children to school, just as I have sent mine to school, they should not have to worry about the safety of their children. I take that very seriously. We have work to do. And so I also want to thank our parents, for they have been tremendously understanding and patient through this process. I would not rush the unification process. We had to do it correctly. We had to ensure we were providing mental health support right in the moment as parents were coming for their students. I know that we are a strong and resilient community, and we will come together. I know we will heal. I know we will grow. I know we will get better. And yet, I have heard my colleagues and I say these words too many times. It cannot be the normal response. So I would like to make my statements in Spanish, and then I'll take a few questions. Estoy aquí con un corazón muy pesado. Esto es el peor pesadilla de un superintendente y de un padre. Un estudiante recibió un disparo hoy dentro de una de las nuestras aulas. Esto es inimaginable y hay muchas preguntas sobre cómo pudo pasar esta situación. Afortunadamente, el alumno está con profesionales médicos y no tiene peligro de vida. Aún así, no podemos empezar a normalizar este tipo de incidente que ocurren en total de la nación. Esto no puede llegar a ser aceptable. Y me niego a creer que no podamos erradicar estos hechos. Todos debemos aceptar el hecho de que la solución de nuestra responsabilidad es una colectiva. Tenemos que trabajar juntos con gran intencionalidad para resolver este desafío tan real. Los educadores, padres, miembros de la comunidad y defensores deben centrarse en este tema, y les imploro a todos que creer el cambio necesario que mantendrá seguros a nuestros niños y miembros del equipo. También estoy profundamente agradecido. Estoy agradecida por cómo nuestras personas, incluida al policía de Dallas ISD, policía de Dallas, el departamento de policía de Hutchins, el departamento de bomberos de Dallas y nuestro increíble personal escolar que sin cuestión en momentos aseguraron rápidamente nuestro campus. También quiero reconocer y agradecer a nuestros administradores de Dallas ISD, los alcaldes de Wilmer y el representante estatal Carl Sherman y mesa directiva Maxie Johnson, quienes vinieron a apoyarnos y ayudarnos a reunir a los estudiantes con sus familias. La investigación está en curso y les pido paciencia. Cuando las familias envían a sus hijos a la escuela y los maestros y el personal de apoyo vienen a trabajar todos los días, lo último de que deben preocuparse es que sus hijos o sus seres queridos están seguros. Por eso hoy agradecemos a nuestros padres por su comprensión y paciencia mientras trabajamos en este proceso. Y agradezco a nuestro personal por permanecer tranquilos, con compasión y valientes. Somos una comunidad fuerte, pero esto ha pasado muchas veces. Tenemos que tener soluciones. Again, I want to thank our entire community, especially our entire Dallas ISD and supportive family. They exhibited calm, they exhibited compassion and courage. And I am thankful to be a member of that team. I'll take just a couple of questions and then I'll turn it over to our team who are far more informed on this. And then some of the members here with me may also want to be making a statement. So let me take just a couple of questions. Robin, will you help me?
And I know you may say this may be a question for the chief, but can you say was the gun recovered? Yes, how did the gun
Yeah, the weapon has been recovered.
the person in custody?
The person is in custody.
Dr. Lazali, we've heard there are metal detectors here. Can you tell us if that's true, and if so, how the gun got inside?
So that is obviously the question I have that I don't have an answer for with regard to how did the gun get inside. We do have metal detectors. They were in use today. We know that there are vulnerabilities. There are so many entrances to schools. So that's one of the areas that the chief will be working with the school to identify those vulnerabilities.
Where did the shooting happen? What area of the school?
I don't know the actual location, but it was a classroom, a small classroom setting.
Will you guys reevaluate your guys' security measures?
Oh, there, we will absolutely, our chief will lead an after-action study and report lessons learned so that we can share those practices with our other campuses as well. Again, in an effort to stay proactive, we must use this tragedy to learn something and ensure that we don't wait for something else to occur.
What did the teacher do to help calm the situation?
The teacher is a very humble individual, and he was able to direct the student away from the campus so that he could take care of, first, the injured student, and secondly, to ensure that the alleged suspect did not enter into the rest of the school building. So that's why I know how much more was avoided, because he was directed away from the school.
When was the suspect captured? And I think it was the ISD police.
Yeah, I'll turn that one over to Chief Martinez.
Both of them were students.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Both are students at this school.
Sorry, what was your question, Rebecca?
Where did y'all capture him? And it was your officers that took him into custody?
We had assistance from Dallas Police Department. They were here as well. As the superintendent mentioned, there were other agencies here, but the student or the shooter was captured back over in the stadium area. Officer saw him and contained, and then he surrendered.
Do y'all know what led up to this? What caused the shooting?
No, man, right now we don't know motive, but we'll certainly look into that to establish why.
What type of gun?
I do not know. It's not a rifle. It's basically a handgun.
Could you tell us a little bit of the timeline of what time before you arrived, how when you arrived? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
I don't have the exact timeline, but it was sometime after 10. I can tell you I was just pulling up coming from our administrative headquarters. I had just pulled up to the police headquarters when the call came out. So about 6 of us were coming down the freeway. We got here, Dallas Fire Rescue had already set up their active shooter command post. They did a tremendous job. We had Hutchins PD help us out, and I would say we were here from the time of the call, maybe 7-8 minutes, but there were already officers here already tending to the victim.
So it happened in a separate building but a classroom, right?
No, sir, it is in this building in the classroom.
Can you talk about what measures you guys have already taken to try to make the schools safer? And I understand, you have this weapon, you've got all these safety measures already.
Right, it was already mentioned there are metal detectors. We're complying with House Bill 3 where we're checking doors, we're making sure they're locked. We do our own internal audits. The TEA has come out and done audits. Our Office of Emergency Management has done audits, as well as our school safety, the resources monitoring have also done audits. So, and even internally, the campuses have their own security teams doing the same thing. So along with all of this as well is constant monitoring. We have the cameras, which we're going to utilize to determine exactly what was asked. How did this come about? So we'll reach out to resources. I don't have to call Chief Garcia to ask him for any help, but I've already reached out with Texas DPS was here as well, so I've already reached out to them. We will reutilize our state resources. The FBI has already called as well. So whatever resources we need to examine and really analyze those videos, we will, to determine how this came about.
Chief, did this student have a disciplinary?
I don't know, sir, but we probably won't even get into that. Again, it's contained to those 2 students for whatever reason.
Some of the parents have been telling me that the metal detectors aren't working, and that's most of the time that the students don't use the metal detectors and they put their bags around so they don't get checked.
We'll look into that. We'll see that on video, but also the expectation on that, if for some reason it's malfunctioning, there are other alternatives that we use through our school monitors, our security teams, to use wands as well to examine them. But we'll look into that.
Did you already
As far as we can tell, because of the incident, we think it's between those two students, but we'll find out.
Can you give the ages and or classes of those students?
I believe both may be adult age, being 17 and older, but I don't know their exact age or class.
Were there other weapons besides the gun?
Not that I know of.
What was the apprehension process?
We just captured him out near the stadium in the back on the west side of the school, but as far as how that took place, I don't know.
Was he trying to escape and running or something?
I don't know, sir. Yep. Okay.
Just one shot, one part of the leg.
Just on the upper thigh, as far as we know, sir. Yeah. Okay.
Anything else? Otherwise, in Spanish? Did you need a couple of questions in Spanish? Answer? You're good?
Okay. I just wanted to go ahead and, so I would like to take a moment now and turn this over to our Board of Trustees, Maxie Johnson, who is a representative of this community. Trustee Johnson.
Thank you, Superintendent. I'd like to have a statement, make a statement. Unfunded or underfunded mandate does not work in public education. We have to single-handedly solve all the challenges that our communities are dealing with no money. Governor Greg Abbott is on a mission to paralyze and even defund public education. More than $15 billion is missing from Texas school districts, and we are having to adapt to an already difficult budget by political agendas that forget the kids and communities that we're supposed to be serving. We have a governor that is obsessed with vouchers, and this is a problem. Public funds belongs in public schools. I'm a parent that has been a victim of losing a child due to senseless gun violence. I know how this feels. I'm also a gun owner, and this is a statewide issue and national issue. We must find solutions to keep guns out of the hands of our children. We're doing everything that we can do across the state of Texas, our school districts, our superintendents, but we must stop underfunded mandates and unfunded mandates on our Texas public schools. Public funds belongs in public schools. Thank you.
And now I'd also like, I have the honor of introducing Representative Carl Sherman.
First, to the families, we want to say our prayers continue to be with you and your children. To Superintendent, to the staff of DISD, I couldn't be more proud of the way that you have handled this situation. To our PD, our first responders, thank you. Yet again, we stand here, another school shooting, and the problem continues. Every solution that we've offered only exacerbates the problem. Since 2018, we continue to see an increase in school shootings. Last year, we had 247 school shootings. Parents, I encourage you to get involved, to implore your legislators to send more than thoughts and prayers. You can look for the data yourself at K through 12 school shootings data, and you will find that this situation is only getting worse. Before 2018, it was something to have 50 school shootings. Now we have more, or almost 250 school shootings. And Texas leads as number 2 on that list. We can do better, and we stand here as all recipients of grace and mercy, knowing that we already know what Jesus has said in Matthew 26, verse 52. He said, if you live by the sword, you will die by the sword. If we put our trust in guns instead of real solutions, we will continue to have this problem. Thank you, DISD, for how you facilitated this crisis. God bless you.
And lastly, please welcome Mayor Petta from Wilmer.
My prayers go out to this community, to this school. We're two small cities. This school is our home. Our children mean much to all of us, not just one, but all the students. I've heard many great words said today. All I want to say is my heart goes out to each and every parent, each and every child. I spoke to some of them. These kids are good guys. They're wonderful. They're facing things that they shouldn't have to face. So please, everyone, put everyone here that was on this campus today. Many, many people. Put them in your prayers tonight. Thank you.
Sure. Well,
And this will be the last question, and then if we need to do something off, we will. But this will be the last question.
yeah, we'll keep it at the high level. Basically, our protocol here, of course, is when we show up as first responders, it's basically as the state center says, we are here to stop the killing, stop the dying. And that's our goal, is to make entry and to find where the shooter may be, protect the students, and then, of course, eliminate the shooter. And then, of course, then render aid. That's where DFR was here with their vests and to render treatment. From there, it's really you isolate what you have depending on how big the area is. It's a crime scene. And then we'll isolate that. But from there on, it's just you start then getting to the point of the reunification, right? Which is the process you're seeing now. And it's just a slow process. Once we know the danger has been removed, then now it's time to reunite the parents and the guardians with their children. And that's a much slower process, plus we conduct our investigation. Okay, thank you.
To eliminate the shooter or to...
So to stop the killing at whatever cost. Yes, sir.